We dropped anchor in Baltasound on the island of Unst at about 1:45 this morning, not in our first choice, but in a second choice, which appears to be really good holding.
We came round the top of Shetland. We sailed past Muckle Flugger Lighthouse and were fortunate to see the light shining, past Outstack, and then round into Baltasound, keeping about 3 miles off the coast to avoid the tide rips, which was a good choice because they were certainly ripping, shall we say, into Baltasound, and put the anchor down. It wasn't particularly dark. It was about 1:45 when we dropped the anchor. We did have the torch out to shine on the small little buoys that are around, but it was light enough for us to see to put our anchor down and be all nice and safe for the evening.
Happy days. Good morning from Baltasound. Today we are leaving here and we're going to sail down to Burravoe. It's about 25 miles, so it should take us about 5 hours, and we're going to weave in and out of the islands on our way down. The weather's glorious and we've got some nice wind to sail with. Fantastic day again.
This is what our anchor has come up with this morning when we've weighed anchor from Baltasound. A little bit of kelp.
There's the entrance we came in the other night. It's quite narrow, as you can see. And there's quite a lot of fish farms in Baltasound. There's still plenty of room to anchor. That is actually over there, the island of Balta. We're heading out. Full sails, beautiful day. Heading south to Burravoe.
Good morning. We're heading from Baltasound anchorage on Unst down to Burravoe on Yell. It's a gorgeous morning. I'm doing about 5 knots in about 8.5 to 9 knots of northeasterly wind. The sea is flat and I'm just taking the opportunity to take in the wonderful views of Balta and Unst. It's lovely. The island that John is pointing at is called Huney, Huney. Sailing along, and there is Unst. Coming round to the little island there, where the swells are hitting the rocks, is Half Grooney. We're going to be making a turn in a minute and going down that sound there. And just underneath the sail there is Fetler. We've got about 1 to 2 metre swells just hitting us on the quarter. But it's a lovely flat day. Other than that, wind is about 9 to 10 knots. If we're lucky.
Try 8.
Oh, try 8.
It's about 8 knots at the moment, hence the sails having the odd bounce around. It's alright though.
Relaxed with your cup of tea in your hand.
Good sailing. Shetland Islands, June, love it. We currently have 9 knots of wind, full sails. Drifting along very slowly. It's really warm, sun's coming out. It's a beautiful day.
I've got 3 knots.
Got 3 knots of speed. Got about 12 miles to go. Very nice. Sailing past this little island here, and then that one over there, and then we'll be making our turn south. That one over there which won't focus. Okay. We're sailing around this island here and then we'll be making our turn south.
Well, we've had a nice wind shift from northeast to east. which is enabling us to go nicely past Sound Gruni. There's a little island there, and past the little bubbling tide ribs. The sun has come out. We're heading down there. The tide is with us. 7 knots over the ground. What do you reckon?
7 knots over the ground, 4 through the water, in 6 knots of wind. I think the tide might be in our favour, don't you?
I think so. Whizzing along. We're heading down there. We've got 6 knots of wind, and this is the island of Fetla. Lovely bit of sailing. I'm just going to heat up some lunch. To starboard we have Haskasay, little island, and behind it is Yell.
Well, how about this for sailing in the Shetland Islands? Absolutely flat water, warm, sunny, and a perfect sailing breeze.
Going along nicely, about 4.5 knots in 7 knots of breeze. It's coming from the south, which is a bit odd considering it was supposed to be north, east or east, but hey, it doesn't matter, that's sailing. It's a beautiful day, really enjoying exploring the Shetlands.
As you can see, the wind has dropped down to 5 knots and we are between these skerries here and the headland here. So we decided to put the engine on. We thought, oh, let's put the engine on because that would be a lot safer than drifting into the rocky bits.
Not today, no drifting.
Not today, no thank you. What is it they say? Discretion being the better part of valour?
Oh yes.
It's absolutely beautiful here. So these are the skerries that we're avoiding. That one there, and another little one over here. We're now entering Burravoe, where we're going to anchor for the night. Well marked entrance. Very pretty place. Looks really well sheltered. So we're going to head up to the end, up there somewhere, and find a spot to anchor for the night. Brilliant. We're here at anchor in Burravoe. It's very sheltered, very quiet here. Sun's out, it's warm. There is, however, just behind us, some dodgy looking stuff floating in the water. Looks like bits of old net or something. So hopefully we won't swing anywhere near that. We should be pretty good. A couple of boat lengths off it. Makes you wonder what else is lurking on the bottom here. The marina's just here behind us. It seems quite shallow, although the book says the end berth has 1.75 minimum. It didn't look like that on our charts, and we were anchoring out anyway. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. We're leaving Burravoe to head over to Boatsroom Voe, which is going to be more sheltered in the 30 knots of southerly that we're expecting later today. It's only a quick 5-mile motor across. So let's go and have a look at Boatsroom Voe. We've anchored here in Boatsroom Voe, up at the end, just in front of some fish farm mooring buoys. The wind is currently blowing about 18 to 20 knots, and we're expecting 20 to 30 overnight. Plenty of chain out. Hopefully the holding's good. Here we are. Sun's out, lovely. Seems pretty sheltered here. The water's very flat. Anyway, looking forward to 24 hours here, waiting for this strong 20 to 30 knots of southerly to go through, and then I think we're going to move on, perhaps down to Lerwick. I don't know, let's see. Good morning from Boatsroom Voe. The forecast last night was up to 32 knots, but I don't think we saw more than 25 in here. We haven't budged, swinging about a bit. It's a beautiful morning here. Wind's due to drop off later on.
Good morning. We've dinghied across from Nova. We're sitting in Boatsroom Voe at the moment. We've dinghied across to the shoreline. Got our wellies and our waterproofs on, which are now stuck inside our dinghy. And we've tied up ashore. I really don't think that's going to go anywhere. And we're going to take a walk to London, which is up over the hill and down the other side.
The beach here is stony and rocky, but as soon as you get out, you might be able to make it out. You can see there, it just turns to sand straight away, which is why I guess it's such good holding out here. Looking down over Boatsroom Voe. Nova anchored over there. Cracking spot, really well protected. First time in Shetland.
Lovely. It's really warm. Absolutely fantastic to be here on land. We've been to Baltasound, Burravoe, and this was our third anchorage, Boatsroom Voe. This is the first time we've actually stepped ashore on Shetland, and it's beautiful.
This is Lunner House, that was the headquarters for the Shetland Bus for a time during World War II. This is Lunner, where the Shetland Bus operated out of during the Second World War. This is the outside of the old Lunner Kirk. They say there's probably been a church here in some form or another since the 1100s. I've just realised that's 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
This is the Hunter's Monument at the top of the hill. And it's got today's official photographer stood inside it. Hello.
Hello. I'm on the monument. I can see in all 4 directions. It's pretty breezy up here, but it's a good view.
Such a great view from up here. really hard to hold the camera still in this wind. But we're having a really great time out here on the Shetland Islands. As you can see, what a great day out. As my mum would say, I look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards. But I think that's just the wind and the fact that we live on a boat. Don't you laugh? Just,
Such a coiffeur, you know.
Yes, we have elegant coiffeur.
Never.
I don't know what I was going to say, it's not important, but thanks for watching everyone. I really hope you enjoyed this video. We're here in Boatsroom Voe. Been anchored here for a couple of nights. Been really great shelter. And in about an hour we are heading down to Lerwick for a couple of days because we haven't been shopping for 2.5 weeks and the fridge is looking a little bit bare. It's very light winds today, there can't be more than 6 knots of wind, so it'll be a motor unfortunately. It's the way it is.
Around about 12:30 and we've just weighed anchor from Boatsroom Voe. The holding, according to the anchor, was sand, mud and stones. Came up nice and clean and all okay. So I'm now under engine negotiating out through the small channel to get past the air and the land. It's marked, but just keeping my eye on the chart plotter just to make sure I don't run into it.
When Alison was talking about going between the air and the land, the air is this gravel spit that extends out. You can see the channel is marked, port and starboard markers. Here we are between the two marker buoys, one over there, one over there, and then big gravel spit just behind it there.
Just motoring out past Lunnerholm Lighthouse. As you can see, the conditions are very, very flat. We've got about 4 knots of wind, so it's nice that we can come in a little bit close and see the lighthouse. Great stuff. Passing Lunnerholm Lighthouse, we're passing Longer Skerry, and these are Swarter Skerry as we motor on down. We're heading down Linger Sound. We're under engine because we've got between 6 and 7 knots of wind, but that's okay because it's making the sea really flat and we've seen so much wildlife on the way. Many birds, including puffins. We've seen seals in the water, seals on the skerries, gannets, sleeping gannet, gulls, guillemots, loads and loads of stuff. It's brilliant.
This is the island of Weatherholm off to our right. Straight ahead of us is the entrance to Linger Sound. Not much to report really, just a gentle motor down looking at the wildlife. It's a beautiful sunny day, just a fleece on today, no coats, amazingly warm, and yeah, heading for there. Let's see what it's like when we get there. Here's the light on Weatherholm, and we are now entering Linger Sound.
A little bit late with the camera, but we've just passed Busta, which is on the island of Walsay. Some big pelagic trawlers in there. Still heading down the channel, and that's Stack over there. And over this side of the boat, starboard side, we have Lerwick. And that's the mainland.
We are motoring past the Brethren. Not far now, down into Lerwick.
Just coming into Greenhead, which is the commercial docks and the industrial part at the north of Lerwick. Then it'll be down past Grimista and into Lerwick. Looks like there's some wind turbine parts there. So you've got the mainland on that side. Excuse the mast. And over there is the island of Burravoe. And heading down there. We've got the tide with us. We're doing 7 knots. But we've only got enough revs on to be doing 5. So we've definitely got 2 knots of tide with us. Big cargo ship, big cruise ship, Northlink ferries. Busy part of town.
That's it, we've made it to Lerwick. We have tied up alongside Victoria Pier, rafted up. It's been an uneventful trip down. And we're just inside the entrance here. And it's a beautiful evening. What a great day. It's the 14th of June. We're tied up alongside Victoria Pier, south side, in the small boat harbour. It's quite busy. You have to raft up. It's a nice pontoon. Water and electric right there. It's definitely a place where you have to raft up because it gets really busy. There you have it. Alongside Victoria Pier, Lerwick. Brilliant. Really chuffed to be here. Really, really chuffed.